and yeast follow feast, and feast follow feast. I will bring distress upon Ariel, and there will be mourning and moaning, and you shall be to me like Ariel. I will encamp like David against you. I will circle you with outposts, and set up siege works against you. You shall speak from beneath the earth, and from the dust below your words shall come. Your voice shall be that of a ghost from the earth, and your words shall whisper from the dust. The horde of your arrogant shall The horde of your arrogance shall be like fine dust, a horde of tyrants like flying chaff, and suddenly in an instant you will be visited by the Lord of hosts, with thunder, earthquake, and a great noise, whirlwind, storm, and flame of constant fire. Then like a dream, a vision of the night, shall be the horde all of the nations, who make war against Ariel, all their outposts and siege works against it, and all who distress it, as when a hungry man dreams as he is eaten and awakens with an empty stomach, or when a thirsty man dreams he is drinking and awakens faint, his throat parched. So shall the horde of all the nations be who make war against Mount Zion. Stupefy yourselves and stay stupid, blind yourselves and stay blind. You are drunk, but not from wine. You stagger, but not from strong drink. For the Lord who poured out on you a spirit of deep sleep has shut your eyes, the prophets, and has covered your heads, the seers. For you the vision of all this has become like the words of a sealed scroll. What it is handed to one who can read it with request, read this. The reply is, I cannot because it is sealed. When the scroll is handed over to one who cannot read, with the request, read this, the reply is, I cannot read. The Lord said, since these people draws near to the nears with words only, and honors me with their lips alone, through their hearts are far from me, and fear of me has become more of a precept of human teaching. Therefore, I will again deal with these people in a surprising and wondrous fashion, and the wisdom of the wise shall perish, the prudence of the prudent shall vanish. Ah, who would hide a plan too deep for the Lord? Who work in the dark, saying, who sees us, who knows us? Your perversity is as the potter, were taken to be to the clay, as though he shall say of his maker, he did not make me, or the vessel say of his potter, he does not understand. Surely in a very little while Lebanon shall be changed into an orchard, and the orchard be considered a forest. One day the deaf shall hear the words of a scroll, and out of gloom and darkness the eyes of the blind shall see. The lowly shall again find joy in the Lord, the poorest rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. For the tyrant shall be no more, the scoffer shall cease to be, and all who are evil, for evil shall be cut off. Those who condemn with a mere word, who ensnare the defender at a gate, and leave the just with an empty claim. Therefore, thus says the Lord, the God of the house of Jacob, who redeemed Abraham. No longer shall Jacob be ashamed, no longer shall his face grow pale, for his children see the works of my hands in his midst. They shall sanctify my name, they shall sanctify the Holy One of Jacob, be in awe of the God of Israel, who enduring in spirit shall inquire understanding. Those who find fault shall receive instruction. I, rebellious children, oracle of the Lord, who carry out a plan that is not mine, with making an alliance I did not inspire. Thus adding sin upon sin, they go down to Egypt without asking my counsel, to seek strength in Pharaoh's protection, and take refuge in Egypt's shadows. Pharaoh's protection shall become your shame, refuge in Egypt's shadow, and your disgrace, where his princes are at Zon, and his messengers reach Hanes. All shall be ashamed of a people that gain them nothing, neither help nor benefit. but only shame and reproach. Oracle on the beast of Negev, to distressed and troubled land, of the lioness and the roaring lion, of the viper and the flying. Hi, Brianna. And the flying. How do I say that? Where was I? Seraph? They carry their riches on the backs of donkeys, and their treasures on the humps of camels, to a good people for nothing, and to Egypt, whose help is futile and vain. Therefore I call her, Rehab, sit still. Now come, write it on a tablet they can keep, and scribe it on a scroll, that in time to come it may be an eternal witness. For this is a rebellious people, deceitful children, children who refuse to listen to the instruction of the Lord, who says to his peers, do not see to us, to the prophets, do not prophesy truth for us, seek smooth things to us, see visions that deceive us. Turn aside from the way, get out of the path. Let us hear no more of the Holy One of Israel. Therefore, thus says the Lord of the Holy One of Israel, because you reject the word and put your trust in oppression and deceit, and you depend on them, the iniquity of yours shall be like a descending rift, bulging out in a high wall, whose crash comes suddenly in an instant, crashing like a potter's jar, smashed beyond rescue, and among its fragments cannot be found a sherd to scoop fire from the herd, or dip water from the cistern. And thus says the Lord God, the Holy One of Israel, by waiting and by calm you shall be saved, and a quiet and in trust shall be your strength. But this you did not will. No, you said, upon horses we will flee. Very well, you shall flee. Upon swift steeds we will ride. Very well, swift shall be your pursuers. 1,000 shall tremble at the threat of one, and 5 threaten you shall flee. You shall be left like a flagstaff on a mountaintop, like a flag on a hill. Truly the Lord is waiting to be gracious to you. Truly he shall rise to show you mercy. For the Lord is a God of justice. Happy are all who wait on him. Yet the people of Zion dwelling in Jerusalem, you shall no longer weep. He will be gracious to you when they cry out. As soon as he hears, he will answer you. The Lord will give you bread in adversity and water in affliction. No longer will your teacher hide himself, but with your own eyes you shall see your teacher. Hold on. No longer will your teacher hide himself, but with your own eyes you shall see your teacher. That's like Jesus' prophecy right there, because Jesus was called the teacher. And that was the first time people saw God, was Jesus, physically. That's prophecy for Christ. Isaiah 30:20. And your ears shall hear a word behind you. This is the way, walk in it. When you return to the right or to the left, you shall defile your silver-plated idols and your gold-covered images. You shall throw them away like filthy rags, and you shall say, get out. He shall give rain for the seed you sow on the ground, and the bread that the soil produces will be rich and abundant. And one day cattle will graze in the broad meadows. The oxen and the donkeys that till the ground will eat silage tossed to them, and with shovel and pitchfork. Upon every mountain and lofty hill there will be streams of running water. On the day of the great slaughter, when the towers fall, the light of the moon, like the light of the sun, and the light of the sun will be 7 times greater, like the sun, like a 7 days on the day of the Lord binds up the wounds of the people, and heals the bruises left by his blows. See that the name of the Lord is coming from afar, burning in anger, heavy with threats. His lips filled with fury, tongue with a consuming fire, breath like an overflowing torrent. Where am I? Wait. I messed up. I lost the chapter. Forgive me. Whoever loves, I'm just gonna read Proverbs 12. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but whoever hates reproof is stupid. A good person wins favor from the Lord, but the schemer he condemns. No one is made secure by wickedness, but the root of the just will never be disturbed. A woman's worth is the crown of her husband, but a disgraceful one is like the rot in his bones. The plain The plans of the just are right, the designs of the wicked are deceit. The words of the wicked are a deadly ambush, but the speech of the upright saves them. Overthrow the wicked, and they are no more. But the house of the just stands firm. For their good sense people are praised, but the perverse of the heart are despised. Better to be slighted than to have a servant, than put on airs and lack bread, than just to take care of livestock. But the compassion of the wicked is cruel. Those who till their own land have their food in plenty. Those who engage in idle pursuits lack sense. A wicked person desires to catch evil people, but the root of the righteous will bear fruit. By the sin of their lips, wicked are ensnared. But the just from a tight spot, from the fruits of their mouths, people have their fill of good, and the works of their hands come upon them. The way of the fools is right in their own eyes, and those who listen to the vice are the wise. Fools immediately show anger, but the shrewd conceal contempt. Whoever speaks honestly testifies truly, but the deceitful make lying witnesses. The babble of some people is like the sword thrust, but the tongue of the wise is healing. Truthful lips endure forever, the lying tongue for only a moment. Deceit is the heart of those who plot evil, but those who console peace will have joy. No harm befalls the just, but the wicked are overwhelmed with misfortune. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord. Those who are truthful his delight. The shield can conceal knowledge, but the hearts of the fools proclaim folly. The delight of the hands will govern. Sloth makes for forced labor. Worry weighs down the heart. That is true. But a kind word gives it joy. They act as guides to their neighbors, but the way of the wicked leads them astray. Sloth does not catch his prey, but the way of the diligent is splendid. In the path of justice is life, but the way of the abomination leads to death. Interesting. Goodbye, everyone.